Welcome to the Health Talk podcast, where evidence meets encouragement and information becomes transformation. I'm Dr. Ferris Corbett, alongside my colleague, Dr. Deidre Willis, and we want to thank you for joining us today. We don't take it lightly that you've chosen to spend this time with us. Here at Health Talk, our goal is simple: to provide you with clear, trustworthy, and practical health information so that you can make informed decisions about your life, your wellness, and the well-being of those you love. From public health to mental health, from prevention to healing, we believe knowledge is power, but wisdom is action. And together, we'll explore both. So, settle in, open your mind and heart, and let's take this journey toward health, hope, and wholeness together.
Good evening, family and friends. How are you all tonight? I am so glad that you are here with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Listen, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and let somebody know Health Talk is on the air. Like, tag, share. Let's get the word out. Health Talk is live. We're on the air. Come on. Let's get that word out, okay? We hope you had a great day today. I don't know the area that you're watching us from, but here we were much hotter than we had been the last couple of days, and today was a real nice scorcher for me. Those of you that know me know I do not like heat, so it was very challenging for me here today in this heat. But nevertheless, we thank God that we made it through the day and that you are here joining us tonight on another episode of Health Talk. As always, Health Talk is a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, LLC, and we are glad and we are grateful to have you, our listening audience, to join us here tonight. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And if you will, do us a quick favor, if you don't mind, go ahead and leave in the comment in the chat section. Let us from. We greatly appreciate that. And so again, thank you so very kindly for tuning in with us here tonight on Health Talk. We are super excited to have you joining us here on tonight. Okay. So, good evening, my friends, family. Again, welcome. Welcome to Health Talk. Go ahead, drop in the chat area. Let us know where you're watching us from. We greatly appreciate that. Okay. So, I am your host, Dr. Corbett. Dr. Deidre Willis is not with us tonight, but she is our co founder and executive vice president. All right. Tonight, we are diving into something that affects millions of children every single day. Of course, that is school meals. Okay. Tag somebody, share somebody, let them know Health Talk is on the air. And tonight we're going to be talking about, as we say, something that affects every single child uh, every day, and that is school meal. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's get into that. As always, we always start out with our did you know fact of the day. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ready to explore um, that f- fact of the day. Okay. All right. So, as we said, before we get into the fact of the day, um, we're going to be talking about school meals. So, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has rolled out a new nutrition standards for school. And these rules means less sugar, less sodium, and more whole food on our kids' plates. Now, let me ask you, hmm, what if the lunch tray that your child's school could literally add years to their life. Think about that. What if the lunch tray that is being served at your child's school could literally add years to their life? Okay? Stick with us. Stick with us. All right? Because by the end of this episode, you will see why these changes matter, not just for kids, but for entire families and communities. So you want to stick around until the end, okay? Make sure you do that. All right. Now, did you know school meals provide over half of a child's daily calories for millions of US students? Half, half of a child's calorie. Also, did you know that 1 in 5 American children is considered obese, and high sodium, high sugar diets are major contributing factors to this? Also, did you know that research have shown that kids who eat more healthier school meals, they also perform better academically. So it helps them to have better attention spans, and they miss fewer days of school. So when we talk about changing what is on the lunch tray, we're not just talking about food, we are talking about health, learning, and futures. So let's get into it. Let's break down these changes. So, what are the changes? As we said in the interlude, they're cutting back on sugar. For the first time, schools will now limit will be limited on add-on sugars in breakfast, flavored milks, and cereal. Okay, so they're going to be cutting back on the amount of sugar that is in things such as the breakfast that your children eat at school, the amount of flavored milks that they drink, as well as cereals. The second thing is they're cutting back on the sodium. Sodium levels will be reduced greatly over the next few years, and this include there would be fewer salty fries, fewer pizzas, and even fewer processed foods. Okay. And the third thing is whole food focus. So they're going to start introducing more fruits, more vegetable, more whole grain. All of these are going to be required. So these are the changes. And these changes, along with dietary guidelines for Americans, which emphasize less sugar being added and less sodium as the key step to preventing obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. So these are some of the changes that are coming. They're cutting back on the sugar, they're cutting back on the sodium, and they're introducing more whole food into the cafeteria, into your children's meal at school. So you may be saying, Dr. Corbett, uh, why does that matter? Why is that important? I'm glad you asked why that is important because I'm about to tell you. How about that? All right. So this is some good news to know that these changes are coming, and here's why. Because habits starts early. Okay. Now research have shown that children who develop eating habits uh, or healthy eating habits are more likely to carry these into adulthood. So that is one of the reasons why it matters, because if you're introducing them to healthier food early on in life, then research has shown that as they enter into adulthood, this introduction of healthy food will carry over with them. Another reason why it matters is because high sugar diets that are high in sugar contribute to childhood obesity, uh, the early onset of type 2 diabetes, and even fatty liver diseases. So, and also diets that are high in sodium, this causes an increase in blood pressure, which sets kids up for heart disease later on in life. So that's why it matters. That's why it matters introducing these more healthier item choices and cutting back on the sugar and cutting back on the sodium. Okay. Now just stop and think about it for a minute. Are we fueling our kids for success, or are we feeding them into sickness? Something to think about, huh? All right. These standards are a huge steps toward health equality. Okay. All right. Think about that for a minute. Now, here is where it gets real. Okay. This is, as they say, this is where the rubber meets the road. This isn't just about kids. How about that? It's not just about the kids, it's about families, communities, and the food systems as a whole. So let's look at this about the families. When a child eats a healthy meal at school, they bring those habits home. Parents begin to notice that there are changes and often begin preparing and making healthier choices even at the dinner tables at home. Okay. So if a child is eating healthy meals at school, and then the parents begin to see the change in their eating habits, the change in what they want to eat and what they like to eat, then at home, then those parents start preparing meals for the family that are more healthy. So it transfers over into uh, home lifestyle as well as school. Okay. Now, what about communities? Healthier kids mean there will be lesser uh, long-term healthcare costs because they're practicing healthier eating habits, healthier lifestyle. So that will help in the long term with healthcare costs. Also, the community benefits from higher academic performance and a decrease in the number of students that becomes absent from school. So the community benefits. Now, what about the food systems? Local farmers may benefit from school sourcing more fresh produce. So, and let us not forget about schools are role models. When school model health, kids listen and community listen. So the impact of this change is not just within the school system, but it's within families, it's within communities, and within the food system as a whole. So making these healthy lifestyle choices and these healthy changes are very critical and they're very important. So so keep that in mind. This is for the benefits of not just kids at school, but the entire family, the entire community, and the entire food system. Okay. Now, we have got to be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. Everyone is not happy about this change or these changes. Okay. There are some families that are concerned that their children won't or will not eat the healthier options. They don't want them. There are some schools, they're concerned about cost, preparation, and potential food waste. Industry, they're even concerned and they're pushing back some because certain food manufacturers do not want tighter restrictions. So let's, like I say, be honest. Not everyone is cheering on or rooting for these changes to take place. Families are worried that the kids don't want these healthier options. Schools are worried about cost, preparation, and waste. And the food industry are concerned about tighter restriction. They don't want these tight restrictions on. So not everybody is happy about these changes. Okay, but here is the truth. Research have shown that kids adapt over time. You know, when in the state of New York, when the school cut back on the sodium and sugar in their pilot program, in the beginning, kids were complaining. But months into the trial, the consumption and satisfaction of that bounced back tremendously. The taste bud adjusted to the changes. So it is adaptable, but in order for it to become adaptable, we must put it into play, just like they did as the pilot program in New York. And as we say, they began to complain in the beginning. They didn't like it, but eventually they began to consume these changes, and were satisfied with the changes, and their taste bud adjusted to those changes. Okay, so it can be done. We just got to put things into place to make it happen. Okay, so think about that. Just think about that for a moment. Now, here is what we can do now. Parents, this is what you can do. Talk with your children about these changes. Have that conversation with your kids about these changes in the reduction of sugar, in the reduction of sodium, and the introduction of more whole food. Okay? Have that conversation with your kid. Encourage them to try these new foods. Don't just kick against it and say, I don't want that. Have that conversation with them and encourage them to, at least try it. And I would even go as far as to say, even introduce it at home. So when they get to the school, it won't be like something that's new to them because you have begun introducing that less sugar, that less sodium, and more whole food. You have began that process at the convenience of their own home. So let's start there. And so when it hits the school and when it's implemented, your kid will already have an upper hand because they've already got introduced to it. Okay. So think about that. Think about starting it at home, not just talking with them and not just encouraging them, but start preparing these items at home. Okay. Now we're going to talk about families. And just what I just got through saying, model that practice at home. Introduce those less sugary meals and those meals that are less in sodium at home, and begin to incorporate and include more fresh fruits and vegetables and less processed food into your daily meal planning within your own family setting. So model at home. And if the school is cutting sodium, cut it out at the dinner too. If the school is introducing more fruits and vegetables, introduce more fruits and vegetables at home. At home, this is where we begin to make those shift, to make that turn, begin to make that turn at home, introduce it at home. And for as communities, here's what you can do as a community: support schools by going to and becoming PTA. Go to the PTA members. Uh, Partnership with your local farmers, and also advocate. Okay, because nutrition is not just about the school cafeteria, it is about a culture of health. Okay, it's about making communities, the public, families, children, everybody. It's about making health and healthy choices. Okay, now we've come to a part that you, our audience, if you're watching live, you can go ahead and take part of our audience participation. I'm going to put a few questions down into the chat area, and we want to know what your response is. You can leave us a comment down in the chat section, in the comment section, your response to these questions. And if by chance you may be uncomfortable with providing a response in this public type of setting, uh, we're going to put our email address as well as our website into the chat, into the comment section, so that you can, if you're not comfortable responding in this setting right here, we're providing you an avenue that you can, and that is within our website, or either send us an email. So, to begin with, our first question is, and again, please provide your comment to the question in the chat, in the comment section. And if you are uncomfortable with responding in an open forum like this, then please go to our website or send us an email. Okay. So now, our first question, and just let me get it pulled up here. There we go. All right, here's our first question. When you think about your child's school meals, do you believe they fuel health or do they harm it? Okay, that's your first question. When you think about your child's school meal, do you believe they fuel harm or fuel do they harm it or fuel health? Leave us your comment. Leave us your response down in the comment section in the chat area. Okay. So when you think about your child's school meal, do you believe they fuel health or harm it? Leave us a question down there, your response down in the comment section. We'd love to hear what you have to say about that. All right. The next question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that your child gets enough fruits and vegetables every day? And what would move that number 1 point higher? Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that your child is getting enough fruits and vegetables on a day-to-day basis? And what would make that number 1 point higher? Leave us your comment down in the chat section. If you're watching live, if you catch this on replay, the questions will still be in the chat comment area and you can still reply. Okay. And again, if you're uncomfortable with if you're uncomfortable with putting your response in the open forum like this here, our email address and our website, they are on the screen as they're well in the chat. So you can leave us your comment there if you feel uncomfortable in an open setting such as this here. Okay? Now, our next question is our next question is what role can you play as a parent, grandparent, teacher, or community leader in shaping healthier meals? Okay? Again, what role can you play as a parent, grandparent, teacher, community leader in shaping healthier meals? So, what can you do? Leave us your comment down in the chat area in the comment section. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And again, if you are uncomfortable in leaving a comment or responding in an open forum like this, you can always go to our website and you can always send us an email. Dr. Willis and myself would love to hear your response. All right, and our last question is if school can do their part, what one small change your family can make this week? So if school can do their part, what is one small change that your family can make this week, next week, the week to come? Okay. Leave us your comment down in the comment section in the chat area. We would love to hear your response. And once again, if you are uncomfortable in doing so in such an open forum as this, you can always send it to our email or on our website. Listen, please do us a favor. Take a minute, take a moment, and make sure that you like, tag, and share this. Okay? Please do that for us. Like, tag, and share this. And if you're not following us on our Health Talk Facebook page, please go over there to Facebook and follow us there. And if you're not subscribed to our Health Talk YouTube channel, please make sure you go over to YouTube and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get notification each and every time that we come on live or upload new material. And also, please make sure you give us a like and a thumbs up. All right? It helps us tremendously and we appreciate it to the highest. Okay? So again, if you do not mind, please, 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 please make sure you like, share, tag someone, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Okay? All right. So again, let's recap those questions again. All right. So the first question excuse me. First question is when you think about your child's meal, do you believe they fuel health or do they harm it? Leave us your comment. Leave us your response down in the comment section in the chat section. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident that your child gets enough fruits and vegetables on a day-to-day basis? And what can you do to make that number 1 point higher? Leave us your comment down in the chat section, in the comment section, your response. Okay. And the next question, the next question is what role can you play as a parent, grandparent, teacher, community leader in shaping healthier meals? What role can you do? What is it that you can do? Okay. And the last one is if school can do their part, what is one small change your family can make this week to help contribute to this change? All right. Think about it. Leave us your comment down in the chat, the comment section. If you're uncomfortable with leaving a response in this open forum such as this here, please go ahead and go to our website or you can just send us an email as well. Okay. Now, at He Cares Training and Education Center LLC, we believe prevention starts with education. And that's what we're here doing, providing you some information and education. Okay. And that is why we at He Cares Training and Education Center, we do offer nutrition and wellness workshops for schools, for PTAs, for churches. Uh, you just name it. we'll provide the service. You can do so by reaching out to us. The information is in the chat, in the comment section, and on your screen. How you can reach out, set up a time, set up an appointment so we can have that discussion. In addition to that, we also provide community consulting on health equality and food system. And we also coach families on how to turn guidelines into daily doable habits. So reach out to us. Again, you can get in touch with us by sending us an email or going to our website and letting us know. Okay. Also, if there is a particular topic that you would like for us to discuss here on Health Talk, Dr. Willis and I would love to hear your thoughts and your topics. And you can do that by simply going to our Health Talk page, um, website, YouTube, our website, leaving us a message there, or you can send us an email. We would love to hear any topic that you would like for us to discuss here on Health Talk. Or if you would like any of our coaching, our consultation, or our workshop, if you need us to come and do any of those, we will come to you. We will provide it virtually, however you choose. But make sure you go to our website and go to or either send us an email. Okay? All right. So, family, friends, the lunch tray is more than simply a meal, it is a message. It says whether we value our kids' future or whether we settle for convenience. The new nutritional guides, they're not perfect, but they are progress. And progress, when embraced, becomes prevention. Can I say it again? Progress, when embraced, becomes prevention. Proverbs 22:6 remind us, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Tonight, let us train up not only in wisdom and spirit, but in health. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here tonight on Health Talk. As you know, Health Talk is a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, LLC. And if we can come to your organization, your ministry, your PTAs, wherever, send us a message, and Dr. Willis and I will review it. We can set you up a video discovery call, and we can get things lined up for you to define out what it is your needs, and we can adapt to whatever your need is. We can come up with a plan to accommodate you and whatever it is that you're needing. So again, be sure to go to our website and reach out to us there. We have a form on the website that you can fill out. And of course, you can always email us as well. Whichever avenue you take to reach out to us, we will respond to you. Okay. Thank you again for joining us. Please make sure you like, tag, share, subscribe, all those good things. Like, tag, share, subscribe. Okay. We really appreciate it if you can do that for us. Take a minute out of your busy schedule. Head over to Facebook. Follow us on Health Talk Facebook page. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you go over there and hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that bell so we can you can get notification each time we upload new material, each time we come live on the air. All right. Until tomorrow night, I'm Dr. Ferris Corbett, along with Dr. Deidre Willis, and we're reminding you this: hope is healing, and hope is help. Help is hope, and hope is healing. Thank you so very much for joining us here tonight. We look forward to it, be it the Lord's will. We will see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, here on Health Talk. Until then, stay healthy, stay blessed. God bless.